What's up, everyone? I'm gonna do some painting today. So I don't know how much I'm gonna talk today, but I just figured I'll live stream this anyway. Um, I want to darken up the painting a little bit. So I don't like how much texture is on that painting. Looks like you can see it a little bit better now. Okay. This is a matte medium gel. Basically, it's for diluting colors. And I'm going to use it on the black and the Prussian blue so that it's kind of like a wash almost without being a wash. So you only need like a little bit of paint because otherwise it's still kind of opaque. Mix some Mars black into the blue there because I didn't want it to be too saturated looking. You probably can't really see this, but it looks kind of like gray right now, but it will dry translucent. Just probably can't see it because it's on a webcam. That's all. Colors aren't right. Webcam. Yep, and probably just gonna use this brush for now. Add some water to it. Hopefully, if I build up like layers with this, it will look like less textured looking. And fortunately, maybe I'll angle this a bit so you can see it better. If I paint like this, maybe I'm not blocking it. I'm going to be blocking it a little bit, unfortunately, but you can still see what's going on, I think. This might be, and this might look really dark, but it's okay. I don't like how light it is anyway, so. Mr. Eclipse, I don't really run the Discord, so if you got banned, I'm sorry, man. I don't really know. I haven't checked the Discord in like a year, so it's not like I don't run it. So if you got banned, it's up to them. Unfortunately, I mean, I am an admin in there, but like, you know, I just don't deal with Discord anymore. I can't. It's like too many things. I got way too many things to deal with every day, and then Discord is like a nightmare. So it would always be like random drama in there, and I just like it's not really. It's like an official Discord, but it's fan run, so I have nothing to do with it basically. So the weird face shifting, Cammy's weird face thing, back in 2017, 2018, before everyone, before AI became mainstream, NVIDIA was doing experiments with basically generative AI, but it was very rudimentary, and they had this video where they would like generate an endless amount of like faces, basically using celebrity photos as the training data. And so it was copyright free, and I decided to use the video as the basis for Kami's face, because she kind of represents like trained data of people, objects, and things. So it was that was the whole idea behind her and her face. It would make sense that she has like an ever-shifting face because she is basically just a vessel for information. My dad just handed me an unassembled mechanical scorpion in a box. I'm going to assemble it. Okay. Thank you, Vigil. The Soup Sun will be forever blessed. Yeah, so like basically, like pretty much when I started my channel, I was interested in like what NVIDIA was doing, and AI wasn't really like a mainstream word up until 2021, really. I was always kind of curious to see what they were doing, and some people might have seen those videos that kind of look like dreams. They're like, what do you call it? I don't know. They had like dogs and faces and stuff mixed in. It's basically like a really early form of AI that was kind of like trending somehow on the internet a little bit, because it was like a trippy little video thing that was kind of like the precursor to the AI that we know as today. I was always interested in the AI stuff. So like Chimney Alfonso's voice is AI generated, and of course today, because people don't fucking use their own brain to think about shit, they lose their mind that I'm using AI in my art. But this was like back in like 2019 or whatever, and of course back then there wasn't all this hostility towards new technology. People just thought it was cool. Of course, now anytime I use Chimney Alfonso, I'm not gonna just like hire a random actor that sounds like him because I have a voice that is his voice, which is an AI voice. So he's like my only character that's AI voiced. Apart from the Calendar Man, the one, like the live action one, that was my real voice, but changed. I changed it to Larry King's voice because I wanted something to have I wanted him to have like an old cigar man voice. So. ElevenLabs has this tool where basically you can record your own voice and using data train it to sound like someone else, but it still keeps the same rhythm and like, I don't know if cadence is the right word, but basically the like if you were to lay the two audio recordings on top of each other, it would synchronize like perfectly. It would just sound differently. So, you know, honestly, it's not really Larry King's. It sort of sounds like Larry King, but I'm using words and stuff that he would not have used because everyone has their own vocabulary. And I'm saying this now, you know, I use AI and stuff, but I actually think that like digital illustration is kind of not redundant because obviously people are still successful at making digital illustration, but it's become very difficult for digital illustrators to kind of even exist because people just assume that they're using AI, or maybe they even are using AI, but it's like secretive, you know? And so now it's like it's difficult for people to like trust digital illustration. And sometimes, you know, I follow a lot of artists on Instagram, or not Instagram, but Twitter, and you can like there's like some artists out there that are kind of, I don't know if they're intentionally doing it or they're being deceptive or whatever, but they just kind of put out art there. They put out art and then it's AI art, but they don't like specify that it's AI art, which I know it's like, I don't care if it's AI art, you know what I mean? But I think it should be its own category at least so that people can kind of decide whether or not they want to look at it, or, you know, or just there's a context there to what they're looking at, because there's a difference between someone coming up with their own painting in their head and stuff and then someone just generating prompts, obviously. I still think AI art is interesting, cool to look at sometimes. There's a lot of creative stuff happening in it, but it's its own genre and should be treated as such, you know? And people shouldn't be like deceptive about how they're using it. I think that's like artistically deceptive, or you know. Of course, that's going to happen, though. I mean, but just because of that happening now, it's like, I think there's like no better time than to be an actual physical artist that uses paint and stuff, because it's just you can't, like, now it's just real objects matter more is what I'm saying, you know. And digital art has been kind of forever tainted with some sort of shadow, And I don't know if there's ever going to be a way out of that, because I really don't know how they're going to reconcile like all these AI artists and stuff with digital artists when AI art is becoming increasingly better over time. And now it's almost like people, like digital artists, have to like record their screen and stuff just so they have like proof that they drew their own stuff sometimes, which is kind of crazy, but never was an issue before. Hello, Umami. I just want to ask, what was your process for the voice of Mischief? So Mischief's voice is basically just my voice, sort of like, I do like an acting voice, and I just pitch shift it, I think 6 decibels, or not 6 decibels, but 6 semitones or whatever, down using audio software. It's pretty simple, actually. And then I equalize it so that the high ends are crispier, and I add some compression and stuff. That's basically it. There's nothing fancy to it. Just getting here. You still lifting, bro? Yes, I am lifting pretty much 5 days a week. So I try to get some work done in the morning, like some animation or whatever, or painting or sending out merch. And then I go to the gym in the afternoon. And been doing this consistently for about 2 years. When I first started I've been going to the gym for like more than 2 years, but I wouldn't go more than like once a week, or like maybe even just twice a month, actually. During the pandemic, the gym was closed and shit. And but anyway, like about 2 years ago, I decided to go more, take it more seriously, and lift like way heavier too. I don't know what happened. I was like, why? Like, I feel like I wasn't pushing myself hard enough, and so I just started like lifting heavier weights, basically to my like maximum amount that I could do, which is essentially what you're supposed to do if you actually want to grow muscle. And started noticing like significant changes, and then I started eating a lot more food because you get hungrier, and now I'm like fucking addicted to going to the gym. So if there's like one day where I don't go to the gym, I'm like, I feel kind of like off almost. So, and it's just like a mood regulator, really, honestly. I'm not in a good mood a lot of times, and the exercise is kind of like meditation a little bit if you just kind of slow down. And so like some people go to the gym and they go like crazy, and then there's not many breaks between sets and stuff, which is fine. But I just personally, I like to take my time and just like do stretches and stuff. And sometimes I'll wait like 3 to 4 minutes in between sets, or you know, it basically at a certain point, like your muscles, like when you start working, like if you start showing up at the gym, and you have to do warm-ups, because like your muscles like aren't ready, you know what I mean? You have to drink a lot of water too. If you just like start doing pull-ups really hard immediately without any sort of like warm-up, and the warm-up doesn't have to be much, but it's just like, I don't know, do some lat pull downs, or do some pull-ups, but don't do like too many, do like 4 or 5, you know what I mean? And then just kind of like drink some water and relax a little bit, wait 4 or 5 minutes. Your muscles they get engaged properly. So I don't know how people like go to the gym and just start going crazy and doing stuff because it would be too fatiguing, you know. You can do that though, and some people are in and out of the gym in like 45 minutes. I usually spend like an hour and a half there though, depending on the day. Some days I only spend an hour. Some days I might spend 2 hours there. And I don't always stretch either, but like, you know, usually I stretch in the middle. Some people, you know, you're supposed to stretch in the beginning or the end, whatever, but I like stretching in the middle because it kind of gives me like a little bit of recovery. So it's almost like a little break from like lifting weights and stuff. All right. So I'm basically just like slowly adding layers and layers of this kind of translucent Prussian blue and black. This is also too bright over here. Because I want to like see the texture. I just want like it to be less prominent, you know. I also want the face to be like way darker and stuff. Cheers, Yogi. When did you start painting, and did you start with digital or physical art first? So back in 2008, I graduated high school and went to art school 4 years in Nova Scotia, and I took film production as my major, but I took I took at least 3 or 4 painting classes, and I never really, it wasn't like my main focus. I got into film production, which honestly, so I like learned how to mix audio and do video editing and stuff properly and all that sort of thing. But film production is not really my bag either because it's just like too fucking stressful. Like, I don't know if you guys ever like tried to organize a film shoot, but I just hate logistics, and that's basically all you're doing. So, especially on a low budget, like it's fine if you got a big budget, you can just like hire people to do that stuff for you, but that's yeah, so I don't really do like that kind of filmmaking anymore. When I was younger, I guess I had more energy and was more enthusiastic about it, but then like kind of YouTube kind of like blew up too, and then it's also it just became like hyper competitive, and so we made some documentaries and stuff which basically don't really rely on any pre-production that much. You just kind of show up and film people, but I'm kind of done with that too, honestly. I don't know if I have any topics I want to film documentary wise, so it's just a lot of editing on the computer, which is another thing I'm trying to get away from, which is spending time on the computer, which is why I am painting right now. So I am still working on safe mode though, like it's coming together. And Ali, my one of the animators that works with us, is doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to that. But I do all the compositing and the direction and stuff, some animation and backgrounds and stuff, but I'm just getting so sick of using my computer. I did it so much during the pandemic, and interface kind of like killed. It didn't actually. It wasn't interface. It was like I got halfway through safe mode, and I'm just like, I'm done with this computer usage. Like, I hate it. But I'm gonna finish safe mode. It's gonna become like a feature, just like interface. It's just gonna take a little longer. Because when I was working on the end of interface, I was basically doing like 12 to 14 hour days on the computer, not getting any exercise or, you know, not socializing really. And it was just not healthy, you know. But like at the same time, how are you supposed to make a film like interface without doing that? You know what I mean? It's like, a lot of sacrifice. If you want to do something crazy, it takes up a lot of work. Did I just paint? No, that's okay. So I don't regret doing it. It's just like, I don't want to like continue that forever, you know? I need to like move on and do something else. So I don't know, once safe mode is done, what's going to happen, but until then, I don't really have to think about it too much. I mean, another thing is YouTube like changed a lot since I started animating. Back in 2017, 2018, I feel like it was like easier to be an animator because, well, I remember back in 2017, there seriously was not that many animators on YouTube. There was like Boone, Pilot Red Sun, and there was like those kind of like storytime animators. And then there was a lot of like indie animation that was like done like as a full episode or something, like a short film that had funding on it. There wasn't like a lot of like animator personalities on YouTube. Like Meat Canyon didn't exist, and Worthy Kids, I think he had a channel too, but he didn't like blow up. And also I remember Jack Stauber like did not, like, he was like starting out around the same time that I started out basically. So there wasn't that much going on, but now it seems like there's just there's a lot of animation out there now, a lot of animators, and but at the same time, so there's more to look at, and but like Digital Circus and all that. But then but then it's also like harder to like the shorts kind of like killed like widescreen medium length animations, in my opinion. And it's just like people's attention spans got shot. A lot of people are just looking at shorts now, not looking at like actual YouTube videos. And TikTok too, as well, has taken, you know, I don't go on TikTok this much anymore. I don't know how popular TikTok is compared to what it was like 3 years ago. I feel like it's gotten less popular, but I don't know, that's just a feeling. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. About that. Dude, there was like a wrestling, like WWE style, like boxing event just down the street from my apartment on the road. And I was checking that out before I started doing this today. It's one thing I like about Montreal. There's just always random stuff happening like that. And yesterday I was walking around the city, and there was like a Jamaican festival just in the middle of the city, which I didn't spend too much time at. But then there's like a Greek fest happening like 10 minutes from where I live, so I might go to that next weekend. What's with the masks? There's nothing with the mask, really. I just bought a mask the other day, and I thought it was cool, and I decided to paint it. Like, you know, like artists do like series of the same thing sometimes. That's all it is. Because, you know, it's honestly a little bit mentally draining coming up with new ideas every single time you paint something. Every painting you make doesn't have to be like 100% original. So you just kind of like make different versions of the same thing. And sometimes you might make a version after the first one that you like more than the first one, or vice versa, you know? So you just kind of experiment with the same topic or subject matter. That's kind of what I'm doing, because this painting looks a lot different from the small one I made. The small one is very colorful and kind of bright. This is a lot darker and creepier and ominous, which is kind of what I want to do this time around. Freak Bake. Hey, what's up, man? Brendan, random question, was there a specific inspiration behind the rabbit painting with the red and black background? Oh, by the way, I sold that painting just like yesterday, and I sold it to Justin Wang, who is a YouTuber. I just woke up and I didn't wake up, I saw my email and it said it was him. So that's gonna go ship out next week. It was the same. I don't know what the deal was with that painting. I just decided to paint a rabbit. It's kind of like a lot of the stuff I do. I don't really think about it too much. I don't know why I'm painting the thing that I am painting. It's just like an intuitive, I want to do this, and then it happens. The symbolism, though, is, I mean, I don't know what the symbolism is either. There's just, all I know is that there's two eyes. So there's like another rabbit in the dark that you can't see, basically. And there's a moon, crescent moon, which, upon doing some research, apparently rabbits and crescent moons are like intrinsically linked somehow, symbolically. And it was just a dark, creepy painting, and I don't know why I painted it. I mean, I feel like a lot of artists honestly don't know why they do the things that they do. And you see these artist statements in the art gallery sometimes, and I honestly think they're just bullshit, because they have to like do it, like they have to come up with these artist statements sometimes, otherwise they won't get like funding, which I think is fucking stupid too, because I mean, you think of all these like famous artists from the past and stuff, do you think they came up with like artist statements when they were like painting flowers? Like Monet, or like, you know, you think like Van Gogh was thinking about fucking his artist statement when he came up with like a painting of like peasants in the field or something like that? Like, he was just painting what he saw, basically. And that's basically what I'm doing. I see a mask in the store the other day and I bought it, and now I'm painting it. I'm sure there's some psychological, deeper meaning behind it, but that's not up to me to decide, really. Or it's not necessarily even something I want to investigate. So the whole academic painting world is so fucking, it's just, I don't know. Oh fuck. It's like it became very far removed from just like the actual artwork. And it all became about like, you know, politics basically, or like your intention, and you have to like describe your intention and shit. And it's just like, you know, you can look at the artwork and you can kind of like, if you don't feel anything, then I don't think it's successful. And I just feel like the whole, I just don't like artist statements, is what I'm saying. So, what kind of easel do you use? I don't know, but it's a nice, really big, expensive one, which we got like super cheap somehow. I think Caroline only paid like $120 for it, and it is because some like rich dude had it, and you know how some people like trying hobbies and stuff. They always, if you're rich, you buy the most expensive fucking thing you can get, and then you don't like the hobby that much, and then you have this giant easel. So that's basically what happened, and it was on Marketplace, and I think Carolina just found it at the right time. It was like perfect. Because this is an amazing easel. Because this is like a huge painting, and it probably would have cost $700, you know, if it was brand new. But maybe I can like get the name of it somewhere. I don't really see a name though. Oh, it's a Mabeth, Mabef, made in Italy. Yeah, it was definitely an expensive easel. Before this one, I was just using some cheap thing I got from DeSerres for like $100. Have you ever played that new game, Delatroon? No, I haven't, sorry. I'm playing, I played Silent Hill 2, the remake, and now I'm playing Resident Evil 4, the remake. I don't really play that many video games each year, maybe like 3. Like, I'm still playing Half-Life Alyx. It's just, I have to like every time I use it, I gotta like set up the room and put my headset on and stuff. It's really fun, but it's also, I mean, after going to the gym some days, I'm just like tired, and I don't want to be like doing more like moving around and stuff. You know what I mean? So. This probably doesn't look like I'm doing anything, but it is definitely getting darker over the time. Paige, what's the inspiration behind your name? Umami. It's just meat flavor, and I remember back in 2017 or whatever, it wasn't like super well known as a word. Like people would just use it in like cooking and stuff, maybe. And basically, it's like a Japanese word, I think. It just means like savory flavor, and I thought that would be kind of a clever way to describe my animations, which were not exactly funny, or but they had like a weird kind of like savory feeling to them. So, umami. And then I decided to trademark the name because I didn't want there to be other umamis out there when it comes to like animation and stuff. There's like, and luckily all the trademarks that like when you do a trademark, you do it based on like class. And so all the classes that were already taken were all just like food related. It'd be like umami, like tomatoes and stuff. So like I can't sell tomatoes that say umami on them, but I can sell like, you know, animations on Blu-rays and stuff. And it's a good thing I did this, because there's other people out there that had since been trying to take the name umami when it comes to like animated, or not animated, but just like films and stuff in general. So there was one guy who was trying to do the exact same trademark for a movie. He had made a movie called Umami, and he was wanted a trademark, which is stupid. You don't need to trademark a name if you're making a movie. Like I didn't have to trademark the name Interface. It's a name like of one thing. You don't need a trademark for that. So I don't know what the hell they were doing, but yeah. Okay, so let's just take a step back. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. It looks good, I guess. I think I want to go even like darker again, so I'm going to do that again, basically, but with probably more like Prussian blue rather than black, because now it's so dark that if I add the Prussian blue, it probably won't look super saturated. Um, and I'll probably use a bigger brush. I don't even think I'm going to add black to this one. Maybe a little bit, just because it's kind of a little bit too. Yeah, the brush cam is. Oops. Brush cam is good because now you can see what I'm doing over here. So sort of. Oops. I got this like big brush right here, and I'm not crazy about it. Just don't like the way it works. Kind of all splits apart at the ends and stuff. Well, whatever, I'll just keep using it for now. I kind of like synthetic brushes, actually, the ones that are just made out of like plastic. Okay. So I'm just basically going to go over everything with this because I want it to be darker. Kind of hard to see what I'm doing because this matte medium is like milky, but it dries clear, so it looks a little milkier than it actually is. So I don't really know how it's going to look until it's dry, but whatever. Send me your gym routine. I don't really have a routine. Like I don't. I just kind of make it up as I go. Basically, just try to do legs twice a week, like squats, and which is also good for your core, your abs and stuff, uh, your quads, obviously, and then squats, and then like incline. Oh, what is it? Leg press, like incline leg press, which is more just focusing, like isolating your quads, I think. it's a little bit easier to do than doing a whole squat. A little bit less stressful. Not that, you know. So I like try to do that like twice a week, and then one day I'll do back, which is basically a lot of pull-ups or weighted pull-ups or rows or incline rows or chest-supported rows or and then there's like you can do like this exercise with a dumbbell where you put it behind your back like this. It's kind of like a tricep exercise, but if you go down low enough, it also engages like the center of your back, which I find the other exercises don't really do that well. Usually I use like a 60-pound dumbbell for that. And then there's like, I'll usually do like biceps on a different day from triceps, just so that I'm not, I don't know, it's just like both sides of the arm. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's just too much, I guess. I try to focus on one side, and then like, then there's would be like one day where I'm not, like, I don't have that much energy. I'll just do like forearm exercises. Like you can get dumbbells, like a 50-pound one, and just kind of do this with it. You can also go in this way, or hammer curls that are on the back of a bench, so that you can exercise the bronchial radialis, I think is what it's called. And then there's what else is there? Yeah, and for cardio, I usually do like, I don't really do that much jogging because I just get bored. So I'll do like 5 minutes on a treadmill, and then, just to warm up. But then like I'll do boxing for like maybe half an hour some days. So I feel like it's just more exciting. It's more fun, and it gets your heart rate up a lot too. And some days I'll do sprints. But here's the thing with sprints. If you do a sprint like before your workout, you're just going to exhaust the shit out of yourself. So I find that like doing sprints, like if you do like a leg day and then doing sprints last, it's pretty good because your legs are already all warmed up and stuff. And then you're not, like, if you're going to get fatigued as hell, but it's like at the end, so you can just go home afterwards. And for sprints, there's called it's like a treadmill that's not powered. It's got like a curve. It looks like a curve, like a banana shape, and it's called I think it's called I forget what it's called. There's like a brand of these self-propelled like things. They're just really, it's kind of just like really hard to do at first, but once you get used to it, I like them a lot more than the regular treadmill because you're not fucking around with buttons and shit while you're trying to sprint. It just basically, it goes as fast as you can go, you know? It just, so it would probably be better to actually use a track if you wanted to do sprints, because then you're not worrying about like misstepping on you know, but there is no track at my gym. If I wanted to, I could just run outside though, but it's like heat wave weather right now, and I don't really like exercising outdoors. However, I went to a fucking like outdoor gym yesterday just to check it out. In Montreal, there's a gym that's like underneath an overpass, and it's got like free weights and dumbbells and tractors and like tractor tires and like bench presses and pull-up bars and like basically everything you need. And it's like outdoors. It looks like a prison yard. And I went there, and it's free too. And that was interesting. Which is also cool about it was like a nice mix of people. It wasn't just like dudes hanging. There was like women there, and there was also like different types of looking people. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like it didn't look like a prison yard. You know what I mean? Like in terms of who was at the thing, but it physically it looked like something like that you'd see in a movie or something like that. And they had a punching bag there too. You'd have to just bring your punching gloves and stuff, whatever. But so that was kind of interesting. I have never actually exercised there. I just checked it out because I wanted to see what it was like, and now I know what it's like. And I might go there someday just to see what, you know, actually maybe try using the tractor wheels, doing tractor wheel flips, whatever you call them. I don't know what they're called, but they have different sizes of tractor wheels. I tried doing the biggest one and it was fucking, I could not do it. It was way too much. I can do like maybe the second largest size that they had there. I don't know how many sizes they had there, but that was interesting. If you come to Montreal, you can probably check that out. How to collab with me? Sorry man, I just don't do collabs. It's too much to think about working. Well, I do collabs, but like very rarely, and kind of in a very non-committal sort of way with people. What the hell is going on out there? There's like a fire in the woods. Yeah, someone's like burning their fucking barbecue. And the fire truck just showed up. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on out there. I would show you, but I don't want to like dox myself by showing you where I live. So, whatever. Okay, so there's that. What else is there? I think this is looking all right now. I think I'm going to touch up the edges with white because it's... Any thoughts on making a short vid on other tech bros other than Zuck? You know, unfortunately, guys, like, I just don't have the passion to do satirical videos that much anymore, or animate at all. I mean, I'm still animating, but I gotta go clean my brushes. I don't know if my thing's gonna disconnect, but I'll just keep talking. I don't know. I'm just focusing on original stuff now, basically. Unless I see something that really makes me like laugh a little, I don't. I'm just really just trying to focus on original ideas that aren't based off of other people. I'm a different person from what I was like 5 years ago. That's all it is, you know? I obviously still find that stuff funny. I don't have the passion to make a video about it. I think that's important. I mean, you guys don't want me to be doing the fucking same thing in 10 years. You're gonna come back to my channel and be like, oh, he's still doing these kind of videos that I never did. I mean, maybe some people will like that, but I'm gonna move on. And accepting change and stuff. Changing yourself is important. Because I don't want to be the same person I was 10 years ago. That's for sure. That's why I'm always kind of like what I do. Like sometimes I'm painting. But right now, I have some music I made and I'm working on it, but it's not like, I'm not going crazy. A couple of years ago, I made like 2 albums in a year or something. Yeah, the musical wanted to, and I just need a break so that when I come back to it, it'll be fresh and different. And that's kind of what happened with my painting. I took kind of a break from that, and now I'm made like 3 paintings in a month. Like we just go through phases of things. So. Oh, I forgot to get water, but it's okay. There's a bucket of air conditioning juice on the floor. I can just scoop out of. This painting's got air conditioning juice in it. All Okay, I'm gonna hold this up. Just use the back of it. So I'm just gonna add some white. I can touch up some of the edges of this mask that are not quite my satisfaction. Have you ever taken psychedelics? Yeah, I take them like almost every week. Microdosing. When I started my channel and stuff, I didn't take anything like that. But these days I take it for basically mood and muscle relaxation and energy. And it may not seem like I have a lot of energy today, but it's because I walked like 20 kilometers yesterday. And then I went to the gym this morning, and it was like boxing and stuff. So I do have energy, just not right now. Yeah, now the fire truck is where the fire was, which was, they had to like drive around a hill on the grass. A little too much there. Oh, crap. Imagine you're having a barbecue and the fucking fire truck pulls up out in the field. How hard can it be to cook a sausage? Okay. think this painting is like close to being done. Maybe like another day or two. I gotta wait until this dries properly and revisit it again. Yeah. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. I think I'm done. Just wanted to darken it up basically, and looks like I took out too much white there, but whatever. Yeah, that's it, everyone. All right, so thanks for hanging out today. Have a good week, and I'll catch you all next time.